Chicken house there. Saw shed there. Locust tree there. Water hydrant under the backhoe. We're trying to drop right in here. You guys are sitting in the hay barn right under the gutters. Let's see if we can get that one locust in there. It's co-dominant. The other one's leaning the other way. We'll get the first one this way. Now you'll notice that backhoe's still running. The reason it's running, I was too lazy to shut it off. The reason I was too lazy to shut it off, there was a bad wire in between the key switch and the solenoid that I hadn't fixed yet. That may become important here pretty soon. Important enough to let you know that I've already fixed that wire. Now notice that little bitty twig about the size of your thumb that's intruding on the operator station. Got some fair-sized thorns on it, don't it? Got some brand new green ones. Oh, sharp! Got some brand new green ones too. Now if you watch real close, you can see the stick on that backhoe start curling under. That's because I didn't shut it off. That twig hit that lever, and where that hole was protecting that hydrant, just raked it off there and bent her over at about a 90-degree angle. So much for being lazy paying off. Now I'm on well water, so I got to conserve water. So the first thing I tried doing was opening the garden hose up, trying to screw it on there so I could shut the garden hose back off and stop the flow without having to run to the house and throw the breaker. I about drowned myself, and we just wasted a couple more gallons of water and let it run while I went to the house to throw off the electricity. If you'll notice, that branch is still wanting to push that hydraulic lever the wrong way. Crowded in and curl it. I finally got it in a safe spot, holding pressure against that stick, and then I shut the backhoe off. I finally got smart enough to shut the backhoe off. It takes a while. I'm not that smart. So everything went good till it didn't. Had the backhoe stretched out, covering that water hydrant right there. When this tree come down, it was okay. I left the backhoe run, and she hit my control lever right there, and she started curling the bucket. The tree didn't hit the hydrant, the bucket pulled it over. Stay. Stay. Sit. 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 Good boy. Stay. Stay. Walk up. Walk up. Walk up. Walk up. Stay. Stay. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. Stay. 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 Watch me. Walk up. Easy. Easy. Walk up. Easy. Walk up. Easy. Sit. 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 Good boy. Stay. 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 Okay, come on. You good boy. Oh, you're good boy. You're learning. Oh, you're learning, boy. Oh, you're learning, ain't you? You're learning, ain't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're learning, ain't you? You're a jerk. You're a jerk. You leave poor Roxy alone. You leave poor Roxy alone. We got hydrants to work on. Don't chew my boots off. Stay. 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 Easy. Walk up. Walk up. Easy. Easy. Walk up. Easy. Easy. Sit. 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 Up. Okay. Easy. Walk up. Easy. Walk up. Walk up. Walk up. Walk up. Good boy. Sit. Walk up. Walk up. Good boy. Walk up. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, good boy. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Oh, you chew my arm off. I need that. I need that arm. Oh. Well, we got to digging out locust stumps yesterday, and there's still another one that needs to come out. And made it over here by the chicken barn. Here. Cut a little locust tree here, and it was too close to some electric I had. And I pulled it, and you guys have seen it. We get to replace the water hydrant. What I want to show you on this hydrant is how I do these. Hopefully you can see down in there. What I do is I put a bucket, it's like a 30-gallon drum, around my hydrant, and that's full of pea gravel. And it's 3.5 to 4 foot deep, well below freeze level here. But yeah, I fill that full of pea gravel, and this is the 3rd or 4th time I've had to change this one in the short time I've been at this farm since I built it. And I built this place from scratch. There was nothing here, so everything was brand new. Now this hydrant was already bad. It worked, but it didn't drain back down because it was clogged up down here. I ain't saying I wanted to do it today, but it needed pulled and replaced anyway. The nice thing about putting a bucket around there or a drum and filling it with pea gravel lets the water drain back out, and putting a bucket around it keeps it from caving in around it when you got to dig it out the next time. And you can dig that pea gravel out with you can dig your hole out with a feed scoop now once you get down to it. I've only had to dig about the top that much of dirt. This right here, I'll save these pea gravels and I'll put right back in there. The last time I did this one here, I broke my ribs. It was in the winter time. Probably, if I remember right, 10 to 15 below Fahrenheit, way below freezing, and I had these digging this out, and of course it was wet and muddy because it was below freeze height. But I had a clump here, and I laid down over it and went to pull on it. It just busted about 3 ribs on the one side, and I had to get it done. I moved that clod and laid down and tried reaching out with the other arm, had busted ribs on the other side. I ain't very smart, but I had to get it done. And well, when you got to get stuff done, you know how it is. I suffered on that for a month or 2. So essentially things can always be worse. I'm not complaining. Nice sunny day today. Oh, we're running water out. Oh, this big thing, trying to keep this water from running back down in that hole. I can dip it out. It's just, yeah, got to do it twice. I'm about there and I can see the valve. I'd say it's a pretty good lesson. Anybody wants to do their own work, own tree work. if you're going to have to pay a plumber to do this, then you just well pay a professional tree guy to do that. Jack of all trades, master of none, so I just don't pay nobody to do much of nothing, and sometimes that makes me have to do something else, but that's part of it. The tree needed to come down, and if I'd have just shut that backhoe off, that backhoe's got a bad solenoid, I got to jump it with a screwdriver to start it, so I left it run. Had I not left it run, none of this would be a problem. Other than this hydrant would still need replaced because it was bad. Right there's how I broke my ribs last time. Right there's how I broke my ribs last time. Oh, it's a whole lot better this time. We're about getting to her, so we strapped us a can to stick. It's slow going, but we can dip water now. There's probably not more than a gallon or two down there in that bottom. And I don't want it running back in. I don't want that dirty water running back into my pipe, so I want it well below that. I want this to unscrew. There's a stand pipe up out of a T. I'd like this to unscrew off that stand pipe, but if it doesn't, I want this below that T. That way water can't run in there into my good water. Now what I've got, I got a pair of vice grips clamped on that stand pipe, and I don't expect them to hold it, but I should be able to turn this and tell if that stand pipe's turning or if this is unscrewing. I'll loosen it up just a little bit. Of course that vice grips probably won't hold it, but if I go back the other way and that vice grips moves with it, I know we've slipped because it's up against that deal right now. Anybody seen my pipe wrench? There we go. We'll keep eye on them vice grips. If they don't turn, okay, we're turning both ways. I'd say we got her. I think what I'm going to do is take and cut that pump off there. I don't imagine I can pull this post. I'm afraid it's going to be in the way. Yeah, maybe I'll cut the post off. We'll see. Well, hopefully we're about to the short strokes. This post is awful close to this, I hope. Here we go. Of course, the problem now is it's bent. I really like Teflon tape, but it's such a reach down there I can't wrap it right. And I can't see it. So we'll pipe dope it. Oh, good deal. Now if I don't knock something down in that pipe, I think we got her. She don't jump. Now for you, those of you that don't know, here's the valve on these outside hydrants. The valve's way down here below ground. That's why it don't freeze. But and then when you shut it off, the water leaks out of that standpipe, this big tall one, right out through there. And I always run a 90 pipe fitting on that because a pebble or something or a rock will get in there. And I usually run stainless steel, but I didn't have stainless when I put that one in. So it's coming back to bite me. That we can get this here started down on there. We got to find where straight's at. Right there's, well, I think there's straight. Well, I'm not certain. I think we found straight. I think there's about all we're going with her. Hey, we'll go turn the breaker on, make sure we ain't got no runs, drips, or errors. I had to pull that T-post away from this standpipe with that winch on that four-wheeler. It don't have much pressure on it. It's my extra set of hands. When I release that, that pipe will come back up against that, or that T-post will come back up against this here. And I always hose clamp that to it, give it extra support. That T-post is drove down another 2 or 3 foot past the water line. That's why I didn't want to pull it. I've got to wash off. But there's my old standpipe, or my old drain tube, and it's got a little pebble right in there, and I hooked 120 psi air to it, and I couldn't even get air to go back through that before. So it was time for this to be replaced anyway. The side of those hydrants and the drain, how the bottom's got an 1/8 inch pipe thread. I wanted stainless steel. It was Saturday. The place that had it didn't have any stainless steel. The place that was only about 15 miles from me. So I got red brass. It won't rust either. Then I'll put a downspout on that, and I'll drill holes in the side of that. Because what you don't want, if you get something that blocks just the end of that, you only got one outlet. If it blocks it like that other one did, your water won't drain back down, and then your hydrant will freeze. So I took a pipe and drilled some holes in the side of it. If they get all, and then put a plastic nipple out the bottom of it. So it's got plenty of opportunities. If 1 or 2 of these gets blocked, I should still be in good shape. Hopefully not have to dig this up again. I always finish this off by using good stainless steel hose clamps. I buy the stainless steel ones for this. And I hose clamp this hydrant body to this T-post, which is drove down in the ground. That way it relieves pressure off my water line. Sure is a lot easier filling and digging if that's full of pea gravel instead of this old clay, and it gives plenty of place for that draining back water to go. I'll fill in that last little bit with dirt and we'll be good to go. Well, I didn't really intend on starting to do this way, but that may have been God's way of telling me to get that hydrant fixed. I already had the hydrant on hand, so I knew it was. So I guess it doesn't aggravate me that much. I just procrastinated on putting it on. Let's see, it's May right now, and I thought maybe this hydrant is fixed because it hadn't froze up in 2 or 3 months. Oh, that ought to make her happy, or less unhappy. Well, we got the old clay here. When she's wet, you walk around here a few minutes, you'll have shoes the size of tennis rackets. She's poor ground here, but that's why I can afford it. Oh yeah, she's sucking air now. She's working just like she's supposed to for a frost-free hydrant. Well, one hydrant broken and one minor injury. The old fingernail's throbbing. We're going to have to drill a hole in it. Let the blood out. She always scares me, but we got her. Got her